Hey everybody, welcome to Zero Mile AUV, a true beginner's guide to adventure motorcycling from a true beginner's perspective. Today I'm out on a quick ride because on the Harley, it's got to get its 1,000-mile service and it's scheduled for Friday, and so I had to put some miles in. So I came out here to beautiful Rabbit Valley, super quiet. It's really nice. It's finally not 108. I think it's like 85 or something, or 88 right now. The sun's setting, super beautiful. But today's just a quick PSA so that you can learn from my mistakes and not make the same mistakes as me or even worse. So with that, let's get into it. Okay, so let's get into it. So if you follow motorcycling culture, especially the Harley Davidson side of things, Sturgis is going on and it's wrapping up right now. And something happened to me and something that I've seen, so I thought it would be important, especially from a beginner to other new beginners, to learn from my mistakes so that you don't make the same mistake as me, and potentially even worse. So with Sturgis going on, there's a lot of content and motorcycle creators doing videos about Sturgis, going out to Sturgis, which I think is super cool. I would like to go out there some year. However, I've seen a number of prominent YouTube creators that I think do amazing stuff other than this, cruising around with no helmet, with shorts on. I actually saw one guy cruising, him and his buddy, they were cruising in shorts, flip-flops, and t-shirts. I think they did have helmets on because I think where they were, it was required by law. But I'm not going to say who they were because it's not really my job to put them on blast. But there's a great channel called Moto Jitsu, and I think one thing that he says a lot that I have lived by is I would rather sweat than bleed. And I think that's has become even more important to me as of recently. So a lot of you know I love to ride bicycles, so 2 wheels, no motors. So I love anything really with 2 wheels. I used to say anything with 2 wheels and pedals, but really it's kind of anything on 2 wheels, because now I love motorcycles, I love bicycles, I love them all. And I try to ride my bicycle 3 days a week for general health reasons, and I enjoy being on the bike. And I'm cruising a dirt road kind of similar to this. Maybe not this bad. This is pretty loose over hard, as we would say, so a lot more loose. The gravel road I was on was pretty steady, and I got a little bit of a tailwind at my back. I'm doing 20 miles an hour. I'm feeling great. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my front wheel hits just a slight patch of gravel and it tossed me. And it threw me onto this side. I don't know if you can see because of the tattoos, but basically got road rash on my full left side, all down my left side, on my left shoulder, smacked my head in the ground. I was wearing a helmet, luckily. Again, another reason why you should wear a helmet. My helmet hit the ground, cracked my helmet, kind of bruised my temple as to where my kind of head had impacted the ground. I didn't have gloves on. On the road bike / gravel bike, it kind of depends on if I'll wear gloves or not. I wasn't wearing gloves, as you can see by my hands. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. That's probably the worst part, in both of my hands. Now, I hit the ground basically in my underwear. I mean, when you're wearing kind of like a standard cycling kit, you're basically in your underwear. It shredded my jersey and my bib shorts down the left side, complete destroyed. I got to basically throw them away. Destroyed my helmet, everything. Bike is okay though, I think. A nod to titanium. But I hit the ground at 20 miles an hour and it's been brutal. The last 4 or 5 days trying to heal, still trying to, you know, get some sort of workout in, trying to clean the diet up, like just dealing with all of that. Sleeping is really painful, like with the road rash, hard to see because of the tattoos. But sleeping's really hard. My hands are brutal. This is the worst part, is just this gnarly hand piece. My hip, everything is sore. I noticed with like potentially having mild concussion symptoms, just being a little bit dizzy or kind of lightheaded when you stand up. None of it is fun. And I hit the ground at 20 miles an hour. So how often when you're on a motorcycle are you going 20 miles an hour? What had me thinking about this the most is it has been so hot this summer, especially here on the western slope. It's been over 100 degrees like in most places. And the last thing I want to do is throw on my Kevlar lined flannel with armor, right? Because it's heavy, it's hot. Even though it is a Kevlar flannel, it does vent pretty well, but not until you get moving. And wanting to throw on my helmet and the whole deal because you're just hot, but you want to get out and ride. But having hit the ground at 20 miles an hour, I can tell you, you don't want to hit the ground at 60 miles an hour, at 40 miles an hour. You don't want to hit the ground at 20 miles an hour. It is brutal. It is no fun. So from the great content creator Moto Jitsu out there, I'm stealing his phrase. The lesson of today's video is learn from me. I would rather sweat than bleed, and so always make sure to wear your gear. And today I'm wearing some armor lined pants from Climb. They've got armor in them and they're like Kevlar lined. I got my boots on. I do have my gloves, my helmet. So yeah, always gear up, always wear your gear. I don't care how long you've been riding. All it takes is something that's completely out of control. From my story, that was the one thing. I've been riding bicycles for years. There was nothing I could do. It happened in a split second that I caught a little bit of loose gravel and it tossed my front wheel. And next thing you know, I'm in just a sheer amount of pain. So much so that actually my Garmin went off and sent a notification to my wife that I got in an accident. And it sent her a link to where I was and everything. And she had to call and see if she needed to pick me up. But yeah, learn from me. I would rather sweat than bleed. If you've made it this far on this PSA announcement of sweating over bleeding, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit like, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment below. Have you ever hit the ground faster than 20 miles an hour? What's your experience? And until then, stay safe out there, everybody.